You know, Arthel, as you see here, she's always proper. She always says the right thing. She's always in command of the language. For instance, watch this. Lots of great stuff coming up this week on Good Day Live.
The Sopranos, Eddie Falco, plus Kathy Lee Gifford and
Edie.
Whatever.
Eddie, Edie.
Whatever.
Lots of great stuff coming up this week on Good Day Live.
The Sopranos, Edie Falco, plus Kathy Lee Gifford and Queer Eyes, Carlson Creston.
Lots of great stuff coming up this week on Good Day Live.
The Sopranos, Edie Falco, plus Kathy Lee Gifford. God. Okay, we'll be here for 2 weeks doing this.
Lots of great stuff coming up this week on Good Day Live.
The Sopranos, Edie Falco, plus Kathy Lee Gifford, and from Queer Eye. Sorry. Now I want to laugh. It's bad. This is bad.
Coming up next time, what happens to The Apprentice after he wins?
Huh. I don't know. Plus actress Miss Coming up next time on Good Day Live, I'm sorry. Angelina Jolie. Coming up next time on Good Day Live, Angelina Jolie previews. I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck my problem is.
You know what? Yeah.
Who's in there?
Do you have hairspray in your eye?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Again.
Thank you very much.
Well
You're quite an orator.
I am. Thank you.
We will be back in 60 seconds. Coming up, Henry Winkler joins
Yay.
us. George Lopez.
Yeah, that's right. Tag it. Tag it, George.
I saw that. I had to leave my name.
Leave your mark.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the very last Good Day Live, and we asked him, we thank him for coming in, guys. Been so good to us through the course of the show, and he's hosted the show, and you've been there, and we appreciate it. George Lopez.
Hey, George.
You know, I gotta say that I think this show, I don't know who makes the decisions. Obviously, no one of any intelligence.
Thank you.
To put I Love Lucy on in this spot is truly a travesty to the entertainment, and I speak on behalf of everybody on my show and sitcoms and movie actors who come here to promote their things. You know, I think we all know the Lucy plot. Crazy white lady and her neighbor, and a lot of the thing goes bad, and they can't keep the chocolates in the rotation fast enough.
Right.
And you got a guy that's Latino you can barely understand, who drank himself to death. There, now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Keep the show on the air.
Thank you, George. Thank you for coming in, George.
You know, George was our biggest supporter when I did Jimmy Kimmel's show with you, and you were so amped and angry about this.
You put it on your website.
I put it on my website that I think this show should stay on the air. I mean, look, people like Steve are rare. That you can actually remain coherent and be that old. Why take somebody who's still at the top of his game and move him aside? You know, everybody in Calabasas at the motion picture, it's not even on the right channel, and they're going, "We love Steve." It's channel 9.
That's the home. They say, Steve gave me my first job.
Exactly. And what are you
Steve
going to do
started
now?
me.
What are you going to do when you have to fill it? You know, you used to come fill in for Steve.
I don't know.
that scale
Go to
check.
his house and, you know, cut the grass, do something, be around him. I got to be around you.
You know, I'm going to pay you tribute here for a moment, all right? And this is the tribute I want to pay you. I remember when it was a favor for me to put you on a show. I did a favor to you. And now, look, it's a favor to us.
I love you, man. I've known you a long time, and we truly have a great relationship.
Yeah.
So, and the ladies, I mean, you can't beat them anywhere. So
But I just love where your career is. That
Thank
it is
you.
indeed a favor that you come in.
Thank you. Well, you know, Eric Estrada didn't set the bar that high. let's not get that crazy.
I just did an interview with Sandy Bullock,
Yes.
who had the nicest things to say about you, and she was just, and I said, you know, George said how thankful he was to you for getting the show. She said if it wasn't for George, that show would have never gotten
Let
there.
us mention, Sandra Bullock is the person who pulled you out.
Who found me and
she's
changed
the
my
executive producer now.
life, of my family, my wife Ann, who's great, and my daughter, and you know, Sandra Bullock. And they said, how? The big question was, why would you find a Latino and and give them, why Latino? And she says, well, I'm a big fan of the music, and I live in Austin. And I said, tell them the truth. We built you a retaining wall. You thought, God, that was great. And now
Your
what else
garden's
can they do?
fantastic. Your
What
landscaping's
else?
beautiful.
You know what the worst is? You know what the worst is?
What?
Is really when you want to hire people to do jobs around the house, Latinos are the best. Here's two instances that tell you how great we are. You hire a white guy. A white guy worked for the guy down the street. He fell off the roof and never worked again and got paid for the rest of his life. A Mexican guy falls off the roof. He jumps back on the roof before you see him and get mad at him. He thinks you're going to get mad at him for falling off the roof.
I hate these stereotype jokes because I told George.
No, they're not. It's true.
When I first met George, he was stealing my car, and I said,
hey, you know what?
And he was wearing that hat.
Hey, a guy took Carlos Santana gave me this hat. A guy was putting tile in front of my house. This is the best one. And he's on his knees. He's not even wearing knee pads because we don't my knees are strong. So he's moving tiles around. He's moving tiles around. And I walk by him, and he's working on my house. And he looks up and he goes, shh, hey. The people don't like that. We use the bathroom inside. He thought I was one of the workers. I swear. He thought I was one of the workers that went in to use the bathroom, and he was mad.
have you ever had the moment where you're standing outside the posh restaurant and somebody gives you
Absolutely.
the keys?
Happened in Chicago. Happened in Chicago. So I took the car and I called him. Hey, at 110 it shakes. But you know what the thing is that through ignorance you change things. I mean, all these things have really happened. I live in a wonderful neighborhood, but all the people who work there are Latinos, and the people who live there. So my wife and I one day are pushing our daughter in a stroller, and you can see the people's faces like, well, a mother and father nanny team.
Exactly. George, you have me looking all over LA for King Taco. Because when I came to your show...
Yeah, but you're looking in Crenshaw District.
If
you ever come to Los Angeles, King Taco is the best taco. It's the taco version of In-N-Out Burger. It's the best. You eat standing up. You're walking with a taco, you're like, man, you know. You don't even sit down. No, I'm all right. You know, they give you radishes. That's when you know when you get at a real Mexican restaurant when they give you radishes.
Really?
Taco
Bell?
That's for the spice?
The spice.
Yeah. If it gets too hot, it kind of neutralizes
Real Mexican
the tongue.
food.
Yeah.
So, by the way, what's happening with your show? What's going on?
The show's doing great. Hopefully we'll be around next year. You know, we haven't officially been picked up, but, you know, ABC's doing better.
You shouldn't come here.
No, right? Let me sit over here. Again, every time I'm around Debbie.
I don't know if it's catching. Right?
Every time he's around me, something like that happens.
But I expect the show to be on the air. I think the show is good for what it is, and it's you know, we've always had a great time. The show's about something. This week's show that we're going to film this week is about steroids and my daughter's boyfriend using steroids. So.
Well, please
stay current.
Give our
Very
love to
good.
Constance. You know,
I will.
who sat in on this show. And believe it. What, please.
Belina.
Yeah, otherwise she'll get
shut up,
angry. Yeah, she'll get angry if you don't do that. And I also, I don't know if it's still on, but your concert show has been on television a lot. And
Why are you crying?
For people to get another insight into you, it's all out there. It's all
Just about to say, if you have a chance to see George Lopez do stand-up, go.
Yeah.
You killed me.
And also, I'm featured in Charles Barkley's new book, Who's Afraid of a Large Black Man?
Yes.
That's because
That's the name of the book.
No, it is.
That's the name of the book.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
No. I get the rim shot for that. That's Charles's book.
That's right.
But it's in the delivery.
Exactly.
You really are the funniest stand-up comic out there.
Thank you.
That's what you said to Chris Rock.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
right?
I think I'm going to go on record and say he's my favorite. It's true.
He's your favorite?
He's my favorite, and I know I'm the overstater, like you say, but he really is my favorite.
Do me a
Too
favor.
bad after
Because
today
it's
nobody
smart
was...
comedy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody comes on after this. It's either Winkler or you at this point. Do me a favor, though, because we're running out of shows. Tell him I love you so much.
George Lopez, I love you so much.
You're the funniest man I've ever met.
Funniest man I've ever met.
You've changed my life in ways nobody ever has.
You've changed my life in ways no one ever has.
Get out of your system, okay? All right, George, thank you.
Thank you guys for everything, really.
Thank you.
And my show, thanks you.
Coming up, by the way, we know you're doing current affair. We're going to talk about that, but we have a sneak peek of Debbie's next job.
Oh, we do?
But as promised, Henry Winkler!
Hey, Tuesday, Wednesday, with Orange Sauce, no less. Happy days.
George. Henry.
Ready to
What a pleasure, Henry. Hi.
What a pleasure.
Debs.
Hi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Blue.
Bye, George.
Nothing can hold me when I hold you.